I have this really distinct memory from a few years back.
Oh, yeah.
I just quit a job because my boss was just a total
Well,
micromanager.
the worst.
I mean, the kind of guy who would insist himself on every single email I sent. It was suffocating.
Right.
So I quit, found a new gig, totally different company, different industry, everything.
A fresh start.
You'd think so. First week, amazing. Third month, I look up and I realize I'm sitting across the desk from the exact same person.
Yeah.
Different face, different name, but the exact same dynamic. It was uncanny.
It's like the universe just hit copy-paste on your conflict.
Exactly. And it's not just work. You see this in relationships constantly.
All the time.
My friend dates a guy who ignores her. They break up. She swears off that type. Next guy
Ignores her.
ignores her. It feels like a curse. And you ask yourself, why do I keep attracting this garbage, especially when you're working so hard to avoid it?
That is the frustration. That's the thing we need to just sit with for a moment. Because logically, it doesn't make sense. If you identify a problem and you actively try to avoid it, you should move away from it.
Yeah, you should.
But so often, we find ourselves just orbiting the same rock over and over again.
It's the Groundhog Day effect.
It is. And tackling that very loop, that's really the mission for this conversation. We're looking at a text from 1930 by Ernest Holmes.
Creative mind and success.
That's the one. But we aren't just doing a book report here. We are layering in modern behavioral science, specifically some neuroscience, to understand why this happens.
Okay.
And the core premise Holmes offers is actually, well, it's really confronting.
Confronting how?
Well, usually when people talk about attraction, they talk about getting what you want.
Sure.
Holmes argues that's fundamentally impossible.
He says
You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are.
Oof. Okay, hold on. That sounds a little like victim blaming, which I definitely want to get into.
We will, absolutely.
But just on the surface, that's a heavy distinction, what I want versus what I am.
It creates a lot of friction, doesn't it? Because we all want to be wealthy or happy or in love.
Of course.
But Holmes talks about something he calls a mental atmosphere.
A mental atmosphere.
Think of it as a signal you're broadcasting. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay.
That signal, who you are unconsciously, that's what dictates your reality. Not the 5 minutes you spend wishing for something different on your birthday.
So we're going to strip away the mysticism here. I don't want to talk about magic spells. I want to look at the mechanics of this atmosphere.
Precisely. We're going to look at 3 specific things.
Lay them out for us.
First, a modern, practical definition of attraction that doesn't rely on woo or magic.
Good.
Second, we'll look at how mixed signals are probably canceling out all your hard work, basically why you might be running in place.
I feel that.
And third, we're going to walk through a practical tool, the alignment triangle, to actually fix the signal you're broadcasting.
If this episode helps you, please hit like and subscribe for the next one.
So let's get into that definition.
Yeah, let's unpack this. Because when I hear law of attraction, my brain immediately goes to that movie, The Secret.
Sure.
You know, cut out a picture of a Lamborghini, glue it to a poster board, stare at it, and then just wait for the UPS guy to drop off the keys.
And then, of course, nothing happens.
And then you just feel foolish and cynical.
Right.
So is Holmes talking about vision boards? What's the grounded 1930 definition?
The research reports we're looking at invite us to view this through a behavioral lens.
Okay.
Forget magic for a second. Think of attraction as a formula. Repeated attention plus emotional acceptance plus aligned action.
Okay, that's a lot of words. Repeated attention, emotional acceptance, aligned action. Break that down for me.
It's really about how your brain filters reality. Holmes calls it the subjective mind. But today, neuroscientists would point to the reticular activating system.
The RAS.
The RAS.
I've heard of this, but I feel like people just throw that acronym around to sound smart. What does it actually do?
Okay, simple analogy. Imagine you're at a loud, crowded party.
Been there.
Music is blaring, people are shouting, glasses are clinking. It's just a wall of noise. You can't hear anything specific.
Total sensory overload.
But then, from clear across the room, someone says your name. Just at a normal volume.
And I hear it instantly.
You hear it instantly.
Right.
Your head snaps around. Now, physically, that sound wave was no louder than all the other background noise.
Right.
But your RAS, this bundle of nerves at your brainstem, it's programmed to let your name through the filter.
Ah.
It deletes all the other noise, but highlights the one signal that matters to you.
So it's like a bouncer for my brain.
Exactly. It is a bouncer. And here's the kicker. It doesn't just filter for your name.
It filters for
It
us.
filters for whatever you believe is true about the world.
Whoa.
If you believe people are mean, your RAS will literally highlight a frown on a stranger's face and delete the smile of the person right next to them.
So you will physically only see the meanness.
You'll only perceive it. It becomes your reality.
Wait, so when we say attraction, we aren't necessarily talking about magnets pulling things to us from the ether.
Not in that magical sense, no.
We're talking about what we are physically and mentally capable of even noticing and interacting with in the first place.
That is a huge part of it. A huge part. If your filter is set to opportunity, you see the job posting?
Yeah.
If your filter is set to scarcity, you literally scan right past it.
You're blind to it.
You're blind to it. So when Holmes says we attract what we are, he means we experience the world that matches our internal setting. It's mechanical.
It just acts on the patterns you provide.
Exactly.
Okay, but I have to push back here, because this is where the whole concept usually loses me.
Please do.
If I get rear-ended in traffic tomorrow, or I get a scary diagnosis at the doctor, are you telling me I attracted that? That I was vibrating at the wrong frequency? Because that feels incredibly unfair. It feels like saying it's my fault that bad things happen.
I am so glad you brought this up. This is the single biggest misunderstanding of these concepts, and it causes so much unnecessary shame.
Okay.
The source material is very specific about this. The answer is absolutely not. It is not a moral judgment.
Explain that. Because you attract what you are sounds pretty judgmental if what I am is apparently a car crash victim.
Okay, think about electricity.
Right.
If you're wiring a lamp in your house and you don't understand how grounding works and you touch a live wire, you get shocked.
Right. Painfully.
Now, did electricity shock you because you're a bad person? Did it shock you to punish you?
No, it shocked me because that's what electricity does when you touch it. It's just physics.
Exactly. It's a law. It's impersonal. Gravity doesn't care if you're a saint or a sinner. If you step off a ledge, you fall.
Okay.
Holmes is arguing that the mind works with that same mechanical indifference. Most of us are running on automatic scripts, fears, societal pressures, old beliefs from our parents.
From childhood, yeah.
We're creating unconsciously. So when negative things happen, it's often a result of that unconscious momentum, not a conscious choice to suffer. He calls it unconscious creation.
That actually helps a lot. So it's not I'm bad, it's more like my wiring is running an old program.
Yes. The report calls it a technical error, not a sin.
A technical error.
The subjective mind is like a very advanced, very literal computer. It accepts whatever pattern you impress on it. It doesn't judge the pattern, it just executes the code.
And if you type a typo into a line of code,
The computer doesn't say, hey, I think you didn't mean to do that.
it just crashes the program.
It just crashes the program.
Which leads us directly to the biggest typo most of us are making, the mixed signal.
The mixed signal. This is why people fail to get results. And Holmes uses this fantastic metaphor of the gardener.
I love a good metaphor. Set the scene for us.
Okay, imagine a gardener. Let's call him Bob. Bob goes out to his plot of land. He wants corn. So he plants a row of corn seeds. But Bob is a little chaotic. So right next to the corn, he throws down some dandelion seeds.
Oh.
And then maybe some poison ivy seeds. And then he comes back the next day and digs up the corn seeds to see if they're growing, which of course kills them.
Oh, Bob.
And then he plants some tomato seeds
Yeah.
right on top of the poison ivy.
And then Bob stands back and screams, "Why is my garden such a disaster?"
The mind didn't say, hey, Bob, I don't think you really want this poison ivy.
It just grows what was planted.
It just grows what was planted. You plant 1,000 different types of seeds, you get chaos.
Okay, so in real life, nobody is planting poison ivy on purpose. What does the poison ivy look like in our mental atmosphere?
It looks like the slightest impression rule.
The slightest impression.
It's a phrase Holmes uses that it's really haunting if you think about it. It says the mind accepts the slightest impression of your thought.
The slightest impression. That sounds very sensitive.
Extremely. So let's look at a typical day. You wake up, you decide, I'm going to work on my abundance mindset. You sit on your cushion for 10 minutes and you repeat, I am wealthy. I am abundant. Money flows to me.
You feel great.
You feel like you're winning the morning.
I've been there, for sure.
But then you stand up, you check your phone, you see a bill notification, and your stomach just drops.
Yep.
You go get coffee and complain that the price went up 50 cents. You drive to work and stress about gas prices. You get to the office and engage in 3 hours of conversation about how the company is probably going to do layoffs.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's the other 16 hours of the day.
Precisely. You did 10 minutes of wealth and 14 hours of scarcity. The worry is the dominant signal,
You've planted one seed of corn and 1,000 seeds of weeds.
and the mind creates the average of your thoughts, not just the ones you highlighted on your calendar.
That makes so much sense. We think the affirmation should count more because we tried harder during it.
But the machine is just counting the hours, the frequency.
It's a dominant atmospheric pressure.
It's exactly. Let's take relationships. This is a painful one for a lot of people.
It is.
You might consciously want a partner. You go on dates, you swipe on the apps, you tell your friends you're ready. But what's the internal script? If you sit quietly, what's that little voice saying? Often it's saying, people always leave me, or I'm not interesting enough, or maybe men are dangerous.
So you're broadcasting, I want love on the surface, but underneath, the real signal is, I'm unsafe.
And the law, the mechanism, the RAS, it picks up the deeper, more consistent signal. It will literally help you find people who confirm that you are unsafe.
Because that is the pattern you gave it.
It filters for what you believe.
It's the same with health, isn't it? I've caught myself doing this, identifying as the tired person.
Yes, 1,000%. Do you identify as a healthy person? Or do you identify as a sick person trying to get better?
Ooh, that's a subtle difference, but it feels huge.
It's massive. A sick person trying to get better is reinforcing the sickness as the baseline reality.
You're reaffirming the struggle.
You're attracting the process of trying to get better rather than the state of health.
Okay, I'm thoroughly depressed now. I feel like we're all just walking around with these chaotic, weed-filled gardens, sending out mixed signals and wondering why life is so messy.
I know. It can feel that way.
So how do we fix it? How do we actually clean up the signal?
This is where we get into the solution. And it's practical. We need to look at the alignment triangle.
The alignment triangle. Okay, paint the picture for us.
Visualize a triangle. The 3 points are thought, feeling, and action.
Thought, feeling, action.
Holmes and the modern commentary on his work suggests that for attraction to really work, all 3 of these must point in the exact same direction.
Okay, let's break them down. Point 1, thought. That's the blueprint, right?
Thought is the blueprint. It's the cognitive idea. I accept a new career, or I am confident. Most people stop right there.
They think the thought is enough.
They do. I thought it, so where is it?
Right, so what's point 2?
Feeling. Feeling is the fuel.
The fuel.
Holmes says emotion is what makes the thought vivid and real. You can think I am successful all day, but if you feel terrified and small while you think it, the terror is the actual instruction you're giving the machine.
It's like the engine. You can steer the car with thought, but if the tank, the feeling is filled with fear, you're just driving off a cliff.
What a great way to put it, yes. Yeah. But now we get to the 3rd point, and this is the one that trips up the manifestation crowd the most.
Which is?
Action.
Action. See, this is where it gets confusing for people.
It does.
Because the thinking goes, if I have to take action, then I'm making it happen myself. That's just work. That's not attraction.
That is the paradox of effort. But think of it this way. You're building a channel for water to flow.
Okay.
Digging the trench doesn't make the water, the water comes from the reservoir or the universe or potentiality. Yeah. But if you don't dig the trench, the water has nowhere to go.
That's a fantastic analogy. So the action isn't forcing the result. Yeah. It's preparing the space for it.
Exactly. Action is the outlet. It is the physical proof that you believe the thought and the feeling.
Ah, the proof.
The insight here is that if you think success and you try to feel success, but your actions are telling the universe you are in survival mode.
Like hoarding money or hiding from opportunities.
Or procrastinating.
Yeah.
Then the signal is mixed. You're canceling out your own request.
The triangle collapses.
Completely. You cannot think abundance and act scarcity and expect the system to work.
Let's ground this with some examples. I want to see how this alignment triangle actually plays out in real life because, abstract triangles are great, but I have bills to pay.
Of course.
Let's start with business or work.
Okay. Imagine a shop owner, a small boutique, and they have no customers. It's a ghost town.
I can feel the panic setting in already. The rent is due. The door isn't opening.
Right. So the mixed signal approach, which is what most of us would do, is this. Sit behind the counter, worry about rent, stare at the empty door, maybe scroll on your phone to distract yourself.
And just pray for people to walk in.
You're broadcasting desperation. Please save me.
The atmosphere is heavy. It pushes people away. If you walked in, you'd want to leave immediately.
You would. Now, the Holmes approach, using the triangle, is different.
Ow.
You don't wait. You treat the store as if it's already booming. You rearrange the shelves. You clean the windows until they sparkle. You put fresh flowers on the counter. You create an atmosphere of activity.
You prepare the channel.
Yes. You act as if the customers are 5 minutes away. Holmes says you must create an atmosphere of success before the success arrives.
You're signaling to the subjective mind, I am ready for business. You're aligning your action with the thought.
That's it.
I love that. It's so practical. It's not just sitting there. It's moving energy. It switches you from victim to owner.
Yes.
What about relationships? That's a big one.
The principle here is love is a precedent to being loved.
Ooh, say that again. Love is a precedent to being loved.
It means you cannot sit at home feeling lonely, isolated, and bitter and expect to attract connection. That is a mixed signal.
Right. I want love, thought. Plus, I am lonely and resentful, feeling action, equals more isolation.
You have to embody friendship first.
So instead of waiting for someone to ask you out so you can finally feel good, you have to become the person who connects.
You radiate the quality you want to receive. If you want a kind partner, are you being kind to the barista? Are you being kind to your neighbors? Are you being kind to yourself? You have to establish the frequency of connection in your own atmosphere so that connection can find you.
It's like you have to be the party you want to be invited to.
That is perfectly put. Be the party you want to attend.
Let's do one more. This is my personal nemesis. Clutter. Habits. That feeling of being stuck or stagnant in life.
This brings us to a concept called the loose ends inventory.
Loose ends. That sounds like the pile of mail on my kitchen counter that I'm afraid to look at.
It is exactly that pile. If you feel stagnant, it's often because your energy is clogged.
How so?
You're asking for more money, more responsibility, a bigger life, but you aren't managing what you already have.
So the sink is full of dishes. The bills are unopened.
Exactly. The action that aligns with success is to clean up the mess, pay the small bills, unclutter the physical space.
Okay.
When you handle those loose ends, you are signaling to the mind, I am on top of things. I am capable. I am ready for more.
It's amazing how spiritual doing the dishes can be when you frame it like that.
It's
not a chore, it's a statement of readiness.
It is a ritual of alignment.
Yeah.
You're telling the RAS, I am an orderly, successful person. And suddenly you start seeing opportunities that match that order.
Okay, so we have the theory, we have the examples. Now I want to get listeners to actually do this.
Good.
Because I know I'll turn this off and forget it in 10 minutes if I don't apply it. We have a specific exercise called the alignment check.
This is a quick audit you can do right now, wherever you are. You don't need a journal, you just need your brain.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to do this with you. Walk us through it.
Step 1, name the goal. Just pick one specific thing you're trying to attract or achieve. One sentence.
Okay, let's say, I want a new, higher paying career.
Great. Step 2, identify the mixed signal. And you have to be brutally honest with yourself here. What is the contradictory thought or action you are currently doing? Where are the weeds in the garden?
Okay. Being honest. If I'm looking for a better job, the weed is probably complaining.
Tell me more.
I spend my lunch break venting about my current boss. Or maybe telling myself, I'm terrified I'm not actually qualified for that next level.
Perfect. Those are the weeds. Complaining about the current boss reinforces the pattern of bad employment.
Right, you're vibrating at the frequency of unhappy employee.
You got it. Okay, step 3. Choose the new assumption. Create a specific mental equivalent, a statement that overrides the fear.
Something like, I am a skilled professional who provides massive value.
Strong.
Yeah.
Now, step 4, and this is the kicker.
Okay.
Choose one daily aligned action. This isn't a magical wish. It's a physical action that proves you to leave step 3.
Okay, so if I believe I'm a skilled professional, simply wishing for the job isn't enough. I should probably update my CV. Or learn a new software.
Or, and I love this one dress, for the job you want, even at the job you hate.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Dressing better is such a powerful signal. It says, I am bigger than this environment. It aligns your action with your new thought.
The action is the proof of your belief.
That's it.
That is so actionable.
Yeah.
Name the goal, find the mixed signal, set the new assumption, and prove it with action.
And do it consistently. That is the key.
Before we wrap up, let's troubleshoot. Because I know myself. I'll start this, I'll do the dishes, I'll dress up, and then 3 days later, I'll be back in sweatpants complaining about the mail.
Right.
What are the common ways people mess this up?
There are a few classic traps, The biggest one is thinking visualization replaces work. We talked about
The
these.
couch manifester.
Yes. I'm visualizing a clean house
Right.
while sitting in a mess.
The action is the channel. You have to build it.
You must build the channel. Mistake number 2 is inconsistency, the yo-yo mind. You're positive on Monday, negative on Tuesday, positive again on Wednesday.
And the soil just gets confused, doesn't know whether to grow corn or weeds.
Holmes calls for one-pointedness. You have to focus on the end result, not the obstacle. And you have to hold that focus even when the external world hasn't caught up yet.
That's the hard part. Ignoring the current reality, the empty bank account, the annoying boss, to build the new one.
It is discipline. It's mental athleticism. Mistake number 3 is hoarding.
Hoarding, like keeping stuff.
Stagnation. Fear of letting go. Attraction requires circulation.
Circulation.
You have to keep energy moving. If you want new clothes, donate the old ones to make space. If you want money, don't be afraid to spend wisely, but with the spirit of trust, not fear.
Because if you grip your money so tight because you fear poverty,
You are broadcasting the signal of poverty,
that's a tough one, but it makes sense. And mistake number 4.
blaming the outside world. As soon as you say, I'm stuck because of the economy or because of my parents, you have given away your power. You've disconnected the wiring.
You have to recognize that you are the architect of your atmosphere.
You are. And finally,
The last mistake.
impatience.
Ah, yes, I did the dishes. Where is my $1 million?
Exactly. Modern science tells us it takes about 66 days to really wire in a new habit. Holmes would say it takes time to recondition the mental atmosphere.
You have to give the seed time to germinate.
You don't dig it up every 10 minutes to check if it's growing.
Consistency creates the atmosphere.
Precisely.
This has been a lot to take in, but in the best way. I feel like I need to go clean my apartment immediately.
I get that feeling.
But before I do, let's try to recap this. If I had to summarize the core aha moments here.
Go for it. What stands out to you?
Okay, so first, attraction isn't magic, it's a mechanical law, like gravity.
Correct. Law, not magic.
Second, we don't get what we want, we get what we are. My internal atmosphere filters my reality.
Yes. The RAS confirms your beliefs.
Third, my mixed signals are killing me. I can't be a part-time optimist and a full-time warrior. The mind picks up the slightest impression.
And it creates the average of your thoughts.
Fourth, the solution is the triangle. Thought, feeling, and action all have to point the same way. No contradiction.
Alignment, that's the word.
And finally, action isn't about forcing it, it's about building the channel. It's the proof.
Beautifully summarized. And the result of all that is consistency. Consistency creates the atmosphere that makes attraction inevitable.
And that leads us to the next challenge, doesn't it? Because even if we get our alignment right, we still have to live in a noisy, chaotic world. We have to deal with other people's weeds.
We do. We're constantly bombarded by other people's bad moods, the news, the collective anxiety.
So next time, we're going to talk about creating atmosphere. Specifically, how to protect your mental space from all that collective noise.
How to stay in your lane when everyone else is swerving.
It's about building an immune system for your mind.
You won't want to miss it.
Thanks for being here. If you want the full series, check the playlist, and please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.